Okay. I don't know why I'm crying. Okay, welcome back to another reading for Goddess of Population. Like, comment, subscribe. Oh my god. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lauren and this is Lauren's Library. Today I'm going to be doing the mid-year book tag. This is a tag that has been going around for years and years and years. I don't even know what year it started, but it's been going around for quite some time. And this tag kind of gives you a snapshot into the good and the bad of what I have read so far this year. I've read a total of 51 books this year. And so I tried to get a different answer for each question in the tag, but some of these kind of overlap, some of them do not, you'll see. So we're just going to go ahead and hop right on into it. The first question is the best of 2024. And for me, the best I've read so far this year is The Partner Plot by Christina Forrest. This is a book that follows two high school sweethearts who have kind of a miscommunication after graduation and they end up breaking up. But now they're meeting in Vegas for the first time in a few years, and something happens where I don't want to, you know what happens in Vegas where people end up drunk and they go to the wedding chapel. And so our story kind of takes off from there, and you see their relationship unfold and unravel the things that happened in the past within their relationship. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I had so much fun with this one. This is the third Christina Forrest book I've read, and I've enjoyed all of her books that I've read so far. No, this is my 4th Christina Forrest, I'm now realizing, but this is the second, and like I don't know what it's a series, because the first book follows her sister. I'm not sure what the series is called, but the first book follows Violet's sister. And so this is Violet's story, but I prefer this one. This one I have enjoyed so much. Next we have the best sequel. For this one I have Beast of Ruin by Ayana Gray. This is the sequel, obviously, to the Beast of Prey series by Ayana Gray. This series follows two characters who are kind of in different worlds, although they live in the same city. Ekon is training to be a kind of like a police officer in this world. It's called, I can't remember what they're called, but they're like this brother system where they police the streets of La Cosa, while our other main character, Kofi, that's her name, she is an indentured servant at this night zoo where her and her mom are kind of working off debts that seem never ending. And the debts just keep adding up and adding up, and their paths come across on one another. I don't know what else to tell you, but their paths end up crossing, and they go on this great adventure together that lasts all 3 of these books. Where is the other? Yeah, all 3 of these books together. I finished this series this year, but Beast of Ruin was definitely my favorite sequel I've read this year. The next question is release you haven't read just yet, and for me that'll be The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. Leigh Bardugo is an author that I've read all of her books, so this is her most recent. I'm not sure what this is about. I want to assume it's vampires, but that's an assumption. I literally have no idea about what this is about, because at this point my relationship with Leigh Bardugo, she's an auto buy, and I'm going to pick up everything she sells, you know? Next we have Biggest Disappointment, and for that I have a whole closet full of these, but I'm just going to pick out 2, and you'll see like the rest of my disappointments during my unhaul at the end of the year. But first we have The Eternal Ones by Namina Forna and Snapped by Alexa Martin. And I chose these as my biggest disappointments this year because they are both in a series, and they were probably the worst in their series. Like, I'm so disappointed, y'all. The Eternal Ones follows this girl who, well, in this world, girls are demonized if their blood runs gold. And we come to find out that that means that there's some kind of special, I don't know how to give it away because this is the 3rd book, but she goes off, she ends up getting rescued from her, not exile, but what's the execution, and she ends up in a training camp for other girls like her, and she ends up getting trained on how to kill these creatures that kind of reign terror on this world, if that makes sense. But this 3rd book was just kind of really disappointing. It felt like the characters were changing in not a good way that I enjoyed reading about. They just didn't seem like the same characters. I know characters can evolve and mature, but it just felt like she was going in the wrong direction, if you get my drift, and I just wasn't enjoying it. So I ended up DNFing it. I did not even finish this one, so it's a very big disappointment for me. And next we have Snapped by Alexa Martin. This is the 4th in a series of companion series where we follow women who are somehow dating, well, not somehow, but are all dating men in this on this football team, and it's just got all of them in their different stories. I don't even remember what I did not like about this one and why I think it's one of the worst in the series. The whole series as a whole kind of deteriorated as the books went on. I hope this is the last one, but this one just was not it. I did not have a good time. I gave it 2.5 stars, and yeah, Alexa Martin is kind of disappointing me because I also read another book by her that's outside of this series this year that I really didn't enjoy, and I gave that one 2.5 stars as well. So I may be off of her for a while until I hear like somebody say, oh, it's so amazing. Like, that's the only way. I don't think I'm ever picking up anything from her ever again, you know? Disappointing. The next question is the biggest surprise, and for that I picked The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. This one was a big surprise for me because one of my what do you call it, resolutions for this year was to not purchase any more thrillers, mystery thrillers, because I'm always disappointed by them and they seem like a waste of a purchase and I want my money back. And I just never like enjoy like the payoff of like the big reveal at the end of these kinds of books. So that was kind of my resolution for 2024 until I joined a book club where this was our pick for how long did it take us to read this? It was a few months, I think. But I really enjoyed this one. It caught me so off guard. I was not expecting to like it as much as I did. I give it 5 out of 5 stars. I'm still not 100% sure if I want to read the rest of this series. I think there are 2 more books, but we will see. Yeah, I was very surprised that I like this one. The next question is favorite new character. And for me, I picked Did You Hear About Kitty Carr by Crystal Smith Paul. This book follows a family who has recently lost a family friend who they saw as kind of a grandmother. She has passed. Her name is Kitty Carr. And we kind of go, I don't know how to I don't know how to say it without spoiling it. But we follow this family and this family story and how Kitty Carr became such a staple in their family's life, although she isn't related to them. and we kind of yeah, follow that timeline and see where it goes. I don't want to spoil it, but I feel like my reaction is spoiling it. Just take everything, all my reactions with a grain of salt. But I really enjoyed Kitty Carr, her story all the way through. And you kind of, what can I say? You kind of, I can see how somebody could be like, oh, why would you like her? She doesn't make morally great decisions, but I understood why she made those decisions and why she chose that route, and I appreciate her as a character. Kitty Carr is my favorite character of 2024. The next question we have is a book that made you cry. First, I have The Black Kids by Christina Hemmings Reid. This follows a girl who goes to a predominantly white high school, and it's told from her perspective. We see the Rodney King riots happening in that timeline, but it was told from this teenage girl's perspective, who is, I don't want to say, because she's a teenager, I don't want to say she's jaded, but she's kind of unaware. Yeah, and you know, she's just trying to fit in with the people that she is normally around. If that makes sense. I don't want to judge her character, but this book made me cry because there's a scene towards the end between our main character and her sister that really touched me and made me cry a little bit, and it just came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting to cry, but I enjoyed this one for what it was. And then I also have a second choice that made me cry, and that is A Love Song for Ricky Wilde by Tia Williams. I knew where the story was going. I knew something was going to happen. I just didn't want it to happen. And when it happened, I could not stop crying. It was so heartbreaking. I enjoyed it so much. A Love Song for Ricky Wilde follows our main character, Ricky, who is moving to New York to open a floral shop. And while there, she runs into a guy who is kind of otherworldly to her. She doesn't understand what connection they have. They just keep running into each other over and over and over again. And she's like, at this point, is he stalking me? What's going on? They're just so attracted to each other that they unconsciously always meet, you know? And so our story kind of takes off from there. But yeah, when what happened, it took me a while. I had to like step away and come back because it took me out, y'all. I cried and cried and cried. The next question we have is books that made you happy. And for this, I have an entire author's, not discography, but works. Her entire resume, I guess you could say. But we have Joya Goffney and her 3 releases: Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry, Confessions of an Alleged Good Girl, and My Week with Him. All 3 of these books are YA, and Joya Goffney writes these teenage girls so well that you can relate to each character. Although my story isn't exactly, well, my story growing up wasn't exactly like these 3 girls. There were attributes to each of them where I was like, oh, I know exactly how she feels in this moment. It just felt so authentic, and it just made me happy reading about all 3 of these black girls and their experiences. And I am tearing up. Now I'm tearing up even talking about these. I don't know. But it just made me... Okay, I have to get myself together. Oh goodness. Let me just hurry up and get this out before I start crying again. This is gonna be quick. But it just made me so happy reading these authentic black girls and their stories. The end. Because I'm about to cry. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on. The next question is the most beautiful book. And for that, I chose Ace of Spades by Farida Abike Ayimidi. This book is just so, even when it released, I think in 2020, let me see when this book came out. 2021, I was close. But it's just, let me get a close-up on this one, y'all. I just love these two black kids on the cover with the red and the navy and the card, like a card. It's set up like a playing card with their faces and it's flipped. I just love it so much. It's just so beautiful to me. I remember when I saw the cover being, when it hadn't released yet and I saw the cover going around, I had already pre-ordered it because I knew whatever this was about, I had to have this. I had to have this on my shelves. It's so beautiful. But Ace of Spades follows two teenagers who go to this private boarding school. Not boarding school, it's just a private school that is predominantly white. And somebody starts releasing all of their secrets and sending them in like this mass text to their entire school that surround just these two students. And they go to an all white school, so why are these two black kids being targeted, you know? But it was really good. I gave this one a 4.75, and there was just one little thing that irked me that kept this from being a 5-star. I might as well give it a 5-star. I feel like I'm being petty, but it just bothered me how they were going through all of this trauma, but they just didn't talk to each other the entire time, not even when they became like semi-friends, because at the time all of this starts going down, they don't even speak to each other. They don't know each other like that. So once they start like getting closer, I just wanted them to sit down and like talk about exactly what these text messages were saying and just tell each other their story, because I feel like we just never saw them get to know each other, you know. But that's the little thing I just didn't vibe with in this that kept me from giving it a 5 out of 5 stars. The next question is new favorite author, and for that I have two choices. First, she's already been brought up before. It is Ayana Gray. I enjoyed all 3 of these books. These are the first books that I think this was her debut. Beasts of Prey was her debut. And so I enjoyed this entire series. I gave Beasts of Prey 4 stars and I gave the other 2 following books 5 stars. And so I was so pleased, I guess I could say, and I enjoyed each of these books for different reasons. I'm excited to see what else she does in the future. I will definitely be picking up whatever she releases next. And yeah. And for my second choice for favorite author of this year that I've discovered, I'm going to have to give it to Tia Williams. I recently read these 2 and I enjoyed them so much. I love her character building. I love her storytelling. Although I gave both of these 4 out of 5 stars, I know probably whenever she releases next or whatever she releases in the future, I will pick up, and one of those will be a 5 out of 5 star for me, because there were just little things that I didn't like in these that I think may, I don't want to say she gets better because that's not my business, but she may release, I can see her releasing the perfect book for me in the future. The last question on our tag is books that I want to read before the end of the year, and for that I have 2. I decided to take this question as being like books that have been on my shelf for too long and I need to read them to see if they'll stay. First we have Queen of the Conquered by Case and Callender. I'm not sure what this one is about. It's been on my shelf so long, like the pages are yellowing, unfortunately. It's been on my shelf for so long. I have no idea what this is about. It's been on my shelf so long, I do not remember what it is about. And next, I have another one that's been on my shelf for a while, but I want to read, and that is The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. This series has been completed. This is a 3-book series, and I think she's even moved on to another series, and I still haven't read The City of Brass. I don't know. I think this one, what I remember about this one is a genie. There may be a genie in a lamp. I don't know. But we'll find out. I want to read these before the end of the year. I have to read them. They've been on my shelf for too long. And these aren't the only 2 that have been on my shelf for too long. But these are the ones that I picked out for this tag that I need to get read before the end of the year. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed the answers to this tag. Let me know some of your favorites that you read this year, or some of your disappointments, whatever question on this tag that you feel like spoke to you. I would like to know. Please leave it in the comments please leave it in the comment section down below. I love to discuss. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.